In the whole of creation, if at all there is a place where you can have supreme peace, it is only here in Prashanti Nilayam, because Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Ishvara resides. It is in this very place that Bhagavan decided to manifest his avatar. This is the very place where he unfolded his Sai mission, and as per the promise given to his mother Ishwaramba, this will continue to be the center from which the spiritual solace will spread to each and every part of the globe.
Swami said, just alter it. How you say less, you produce more. So then that is this sound is divine. It will go in and activate all the divine energy in the body. And that divine energy takes care of your uneasiness, everything that is slowly, in due course of it is neutralized.
Om Shri Sai Ram, offering our collective prayers at the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. We welcome you all for another episode of Pathway to Prashanti. We wish you all a very happy Navratri. On this auspicious occasion of Navratri, we have with us Srimati V. Sumana, who will be sharing her divine journey with Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Srimati V. Sumana is an alumni from Prashanti. She did her schooling from Prashanti Nilayam at the Sri Satya Sai Primary School from 1982 and graduated from Anantapur campus in 1995. Her father, Devulapalli Parthasarathi, is the District Sevadal President of Shrivam, Hyderabad, India. He has also served as a physics professor in Puttaparthi. And her mother, Srimati Uma Devi, is an ardent devotee of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Srimati V. Sumana currently is working with HCL Technologies as a senior IT manager. Srimati Sumana will share with us her nectarine divine moments with Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Let us all sit back, relax and enjoy this divine journey. Om Shri Sai Ram. Over to you, sister. Thank you.
Salutations at our beloved Lord Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba's lotus feet. Dear sisters and brothers of Sai family, today I am here to share with you my beautiful experiences, nectarine moments that we have had with Swami in our childhood. When we spend our time, our day-to-day routine life with Swami, which is itself a miracle in our journey. So this is how I just wanted to share, and I'm really thankful to you all for giving me this wonderful opportunity, especially on this occasion of Dashara, which is the most important festival for us out here in India. So, as we talk about the significance of Dashara, I learned a lot from Swami in my childhood when he would celebrate all the 9 days, just like as per the Indian traditions and our rituals. He would perform the yajnam, the homam, all the 9 days, and on the 10th day he would have his divine discourse, blessings and prasadam. So when we talk about Dashara, it's actually a worship of the primeval force or the Shakti, and Swami would help us understand this through various rituals and various discourses throughout the 9 days of homam that performed in that he used to, he was the presiding the yajna. He was presiding the yajna in Purnachandra Auditorium, and on the ninth day we also had something called the Ayudha Puja, wherein we would worship all the instruments, all the objects, and Swami would even call his Ratha, and we had something called Rathotsavam on this day. So this actually brought out the beautiful belief that Indians have, that every object is a manifestation of the Shakti or the primal force. So we actually call this, I'm sure you must have all heard of this prayer, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Namastaste Namastaste Namo Namaha. So when we talk about this prayer, we are actually giving a reverence to all objects, both living, non-living, inanimate, animate, around us. And Swami made us do this this ritual as an offering to all manifestation of Shakti around us. So that is how all the 9 days of rituals were performed, and simultaneously one Brahmin or one priest would do the Surya Namaskarams. So Swami would actually get this beautiful, he would string this beautiful thought that along with Vedam, Homam, Yoga, everything, the physical, mental, spiritual well-being of a person is uplifted during these 9 days with Homam, Vedam and Surya Namaskarams. So this is what he brought out to us, and I fundamentally believe this. And even today we celebrate Dashara all these 9 days with these various Homam, Chandi Homam, and we have this Veda Patanam at home, and we have this Lalita Sahasram chanting and pujas which we do at home. And the 9th day we have this Ayudha Puja, wherein my kids and we all participate and worship all the instruments and all that we use in our daily routine life. Thus we are having a reverence and we are believing that every object in this universe is a manifestation, and the Shakti or the primitive force is existing in every object in this universe. So this fundamental thought that Swami has taught us, it goes back to my childhood. And on the 10th day, Swami would bless us with his divine discourse, and he would also give us the sacred holy water. He would sprinkle on all of us. So it was a kind of a blessing. And when I was very small and I was a kid, I would feel so happy. It fell on my skirt, it fell on my sari, it fell on my it fell on my head. And my mom would say, "You are blessed. Now you are blessed. So you have Swami's blessings and you have Swami's grace." So whenever we receive Swami's blessing, it's like what to say, it makes us feel that, okay, now everything is going to be fine, and Swami will take care of us, and Swami will, it's like a promise from Swami that, yeah, I'll take care of you, I am with you. So whatever hardship that comes, he will give us the strength, and he will support us in that particular journey. So this is what I feel about Swami's grace. And in my childhood, like going back to my, when I was born, my mother actually, she took me to Swami in Puttaparthi, and she laid me down on his feet. And then Swami said, Amma, take her, she will get hurt. Please pick her up, she will get hurt. So my mom was like, no, Swami, she's your baby, and you please give her a name, and you please bless her and grace her. Then Swami called me, Swami christened me as Sumana, and Swami said, Sumana means a good mind. So that is how, Swami gave me, a start to this journey with a beautiful name. And then I was called Sumana, and then he also performed my, the Aksharabhyasam, or the ceremony of initiating me into education. He wrote Om on a slate. So my mother took a slate and, chalk piece and everything to Swami, and she also had a, Annam Payasam. So we also have a ceremony wherein a kid is fed with, Payasam, or the sweetened rice, sweet pongal. So that is how the kid is being initiated into the eating healthy food for longevity, and also into education. We have this Aksharabhyasam ceremony. So Swami performed, Swami named me. Swami has also given me this, has also done my Aksharabhyasam and also completed my Annaprasana. So I always feel that, my health or my, my current, fat that I have is all because of Swami performing my Annaprasana. So this is how I keep telling myself that Swami fed me the first time, and I keep eating good food every day because of that. And I also keep remembering him because of that. And he introduced me to education, And that was a beautiful moment in my life. It turned my whole life, actually, I should say, because he knows everything, and he knows that today I'm a senior manager in HCL Technologies, Hyderabad, and this opportunity has been given to me because by Swami, and whatever he has taught me in the institute or in the university, whether it be communication, networking, interacting with others, handling problems, and giving solutions, everything I have learned from Swami from my childhood. So this has helped me set the base for my life. So I'm very grateful to Swami for this. And as we talk about my experience, or how I evolved into becoming a fully into Swami's fold, or getting into Swami's fold. So in my childhood, I was very very innocent, and whatever my father would say, like if whatever father would say, like we'll go to Swami, we'll go to Puttaparthi, I would be so excited. So one day they took me to Puttaparthi, and then when I saw primary school, I told my father, I want to study here. And my father was like, no, this is not for us. This is not for us. This is for people who are staying far away, and they want to get into Swami's fold, and it is very difficult for us to get admission into this primary school. So I told my father, I'm not sure how you are going to do it, but I want to get into this primary school. And my father and mother laughed, and we took the blessings of Swami and returned to Hyderabad. After that, Swami came to Hyderabad. My father was at that point of time the Hyderabad district Sevadar president. So Swami actually honored him with that position. So Swami selected him for that position. So father was into service, continuous service in Shivam, in Swami's fold. And at that point of time, when Swami visited Hyderabad, father asked Swami, we want to come to Puttaparthi. We want to settle in Puttaparthi. And then Swami said, okay, I will give you the opportunity. And then the next day, Swami said, you come to Puttaparthi and you join the university. You become a lecturer there and continue your physics, teaching physics in the university to my students. So that is how the opportunity we got. And so from my childhood, wherein, I was with Swami, and I had a lot of, devotion for Swami, and I wanted to be part of the Sai fold. I slowly moved into the second chapter of my life, wherein we settled into Puttaparthi. And then as we got into Puttaparthi, Swami immediately called Muni Aunty, or the principal of primary school, and said, please give admission to Sumana. She's now, they are going to be part of they are the university staff, and she would need to continue her education here. So that is how my deep wish, along with Swami's will, fulfilled, and I joined primary school. So my life started with little small exposure to Swami, and wherein we had different experiences, but it evolved into a mature experience when I moved into primary school. So as I moved into primary school, my first experience was when my Swami called us for a personal interview, and then Swami, the first thing Swami was asking, like, what is your name? Then I said, Swami, my name is Sumana. Then Swami said, where are you from? I said, Swami, from you. So we were all very well trained by Muni Aunty, our principal, who would tell us that if Swami would ask this set of questions, we would need to answer in a particular way. So finally, the last question came from Swami, what is your native place? Then I told Swami, I didn't understand the word of native place. So because I was from a Telugu medium background, and I moved into an English medium where in primary school, I wouldn't understand that. Then Swami said, from where did you come? Then I immediately understood, and I told Swami, I came from Hyderabad. So the answer for the question, where did you come from, would be, ideally should have been from your lotus feet. So I did not understand that what Swami was asking, and I immediately went on to say that, Swami, I am from Hyderabad. So then Swami said, hey, Moddu, English Nechko. So that is how I learned. Swami indirectly, translating that into English, Swami asked me to pick up English. He said, you dumb, please learn English. First you pick up English. So that is how I started learning English, and as we entered into primary school, I picked up English. And from when I have been with Swami during my, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth standards, each year was an experience by itself. So after this, the Swami said, learn English, and I slowly started picking up English. And then one day, Swami gave me the opportunity of to be part of one of the dramas. So Swami would have a lot of cultural activities, and in our daily routine, we would have prayer, meditation, yoga, which was all part of the daily routine. And apart from that, Swami would give us, opportunities for cultural activities, wherein individual talents like singing, painting, all this would also come to limelight. So Swami, in one occasion, we had a drama. We had to perform a drama in front of Swami, and Swami gave me the beautiful opportunity. Actually, Swami selected the students, and I was one of the students. And Swami said, "Okay, she speaks Telugu very well." So it was a Telugu drama on Krishna, based on Krishna. So Swami said she speaks Telugu well, so we will pick her up. So Muni auntie actually had given me, our principal man actually had given me a role wherein I was supposed to be a very nice person, supporting Krishna and in favor of Krishna. Then when auntie shared that with Swami, we are going to do this way, and these are the characters that we have in this drama, and we have selected these students for this drama. Swami said, no, Sumana will be the villain. So he put me into a villain character. And I feel that till today I am a villain, even at home, in the office, because I keep monitoring people, and I keep reminding people to get the job done or to do their individual duties. So this is how Swami brought out the talent. See, he made me learn English. He made me do dramas. He made me communicate, and I was given the chance to sing Vedam even. So I was the first batch of the ladies who had given this, who had given the chance in the Purnachandra Auditorium to sing Rudram. So even that time I felt that, now we talk of equality, but Swami was always looking at us equally. He never made us feel like, we are women or anything like that. So it was always like, whatever opportunities that Swami used to give boys, we used to get also. It was an equal opportunity, equal, initiation into everything. Like even we had learned the Gayatri Mantra, we were taught the Vedam, and Swami made us sing the Vedam along with everybody. And generally it was like we were into a different, even though it was in an old traditional way, we still got initiated into everything that normally a boy or a set of boys would have got the opportunity. So this is how it was in my childhood. So Swami initiated me to, once what happened, Swami just walked into the classroom, and I was doing I was not a very good, this happened in around 6th standard, I think. So I had drawn the solar eclipse, and they had pasted my chart on the wall. So it was a very funny thing that it didn't come out very well actually. But Swami just, it was like, we never thought of Swami like God. Okay, Swami is Bhagwan, or, he's God, so we cannot talk to him, or he cannot come in. He would just walk into the classroom and wish everybody, talk to everybody. And as he saw the chart, he looked at me and said, "Hey, nice jalebi. You've drawn a jalebi." So it was actually, I had drawn the eclipse, and I had drawn the Milky Way, and on one side the sun and all the moon and the stars. So Swami said, "This looks like a jalebi." So everybody laughed. Then Swami said, "Draw nicely, draw nicely." So that is how Swami encouraged students in a very sweet and a loving manner. So he encouraged us in a multi-talented way. So it was not just only education, but we got the other, the fine arts, and we had part of various competitions, cultural activities. So we got an overall exposure, and this foundation or this base has helped me survive even today in my managerial role. Okay, so I'm really grateful to Swami for whatever he has, given us. And so our journey with Swami started I can say from my grandmother's side, from my grandmother in a village. So Swami even visited our village in near Vijayawada. It is called Agiripalli. So there we have a Veda Pathashala dedicated to Swami. And when Swami came there, actually during his visit to our village, my grandfather actually died in Swami's hands. Actually, Swami asked my father to get tulsi water, and he gave the tulsi water to my grandfather. And that was how the base for our complete, our entering into the Sai fold, or our devotion to Swami started with, our journey with Swami started with. So my grandmother was a pious, very pious and devotee, and then she asked Swami that, she asked Swami to bless us all and give us his blessings, and that has continued till now. Whatever blessings that we've got from Swami from that age has continued till now. And Swami had even done our house Gruha Pravesham, wherein Swami just he just walked into our house one fine day on his visit to Hyderabad, and when he came home, it was such a surprise for all of us, because my mother and grandmother were requesting from a long time that Swami should come and visit us in our house in Hyderabad. Suddenly, when Swami came to Patti, he made a surprise visit to our house. Until now, we remember those lovely, wonderful moments when Swami just walked in, had one gulab jamun, and took a aarti from my mother, blessed my grandmother, and blessed all of us, and left for the day. But it was such a wonderful day for us. It was in the month of Shravana, when we say when we do Varalakshmi Puja, and we expect that Lakshmi comes into the house. So that is how Swami walked into our house with his grace, blessing us with prosperity and happiness till to date. So as we moved from Hyderabad to Puttaparthi and I joined primary school, Swami always followed me throughout for everything. One day during holidays also, we were with Swami only, because we didn't have an option to go to Hyderabad. Even in summer, father was working there and we had in the campus, in the Puttaparthi campus. So we were part of the summer school, and we used to be with Swami even during our holidays. So that was a kind of a blessing. When we would get special attentions on Swami would call us, and we would get saris, robes, sweets, everything that Swami would try to compensate that, okay, these kids are still with me even in the holidays. So that is how this robe you can see here, Swami has given me, on one of those days, Swami has given me this wonderful gift, and it is with me till today. And what happened during these holidays, we were all sitting in the ashram, and we were chatting, and then suddenly I had very severe cough, and then I was taken to the hospital, and I was diagnosed with whooping cough. So the doctor told my mother that she cannot join school immediately. She would need to take some rest, and please take her home and give her adequate medicine, food, and rest. And my mother was like, she was very apprehensive that in those days, it was like Swami was more like a friend for all of us, the full family. So whatever happens in the family, Swami would be aware of that. So if something, if somebody is not well, Swami will be aware of that. Somebody got hurt, Swami will know that. Somebody is traveling somewhere, we would tell Swami that. So my father immediately said, please tell Swami that, kid is not, that Sumana is not well, and that we will need his grace and blessings. And so mom took me along. We went into the darshan line, and we were sitting in the first, those days we had the token system, when we would pick up the token, and I don't know, it was such a miracle. That day we got a number 1 token, and as I took out the token, my mom took me along, and we sat in the first row. So Swami, during darshan that day, it was not like, we didn't have this Kulbantrai hall at that. It was not called Kulbantrai. We had sand. So when Swami would walk in the sand, it would be beautiful. His impression would be left on the sand, and we would all pick up, wherever Swami walked, we pick up that sand. And till now, I have those grains of sand with me in a small box. My mom has saved it for me. So that day, Swami just walked up straight to me, and then my mom was like, Swami, Sumana is not well. So Swami said, what happened? Then my mom said, Swami, she is having this cough, and the doctor has said it is whooping cough, and it is going to take some time, and she cannot go into, she cannot join school immediately. So Swami said, nothing has happened to her, and he just created a vibhuti, and he gave it to me, and he rubbed it here. I had a small swelling on the thing. He rubbed it here, and he said, nothing will happen. It will go away. And then Swami blessed us. We took Pada Namaskar, and then Swami moved away from there. And then this incident we related to my father, and then my father said, they were very happy actually. Okay, Swami blessed her, and so now she will be fine and all. And you will not believe it. So immediately the next day, I was completely fine. And I was sent to school also. So it was like, I cannot call it a miracle or something. It was something that happened to me. So it was an experience. It was such a divine experience that I suffered with something, and Swami just, through his energy and vibration, just cleared that, the debris of my karma, and he has helped me with his grace to move on in life. So this Swami has been doing repeatedly even till now. So whenever I'm stuck with some obstacles in in my daily schedules, Swami actually clears them, helps me with his grace. So in turn, what does Swami expect in turn? He expects only our love and our affection and our discipline and whatever, minimum that we could follow, whatever he says. So he expects that we should follow what he says. That is for sure. So we try to follow, fundamental rule that I try to follow what Swami says is hurt ever. Okay, never hurt anybody in any time, any opportunity that you get. Try not to hurt people. Try to help them. At least if you cannot help them, be obliging. So these are the fundamental rules that I try to follow, not to hurt anybody, to cut down my envy, to cut down my ego. These are the other things that we have learned from Swami. Like I was telling you, that when we worship everything, we revere everything, we are looking at it as a manifestation of the divine, which Swami has taught us, and that is how we are building in ourselves a state of reverence and a state of detachment at the same time. So this is how this is what has been Swami's minimal expectation. And one of the beautiful experiences that I had when I was a child. See, now I came out of the whooping cough, and Swami took me to the drama. Swami introduced me to English, and Swami, put me into dramatics. And he did a lot of, he actually, like how a mother works on a child, Swami worked on me like that, without, it was not a very, very softly behind the, curtains, he did this job. He shaped me into a beautiful, a mature individual. And in my, I think this happened in my 10th standard. Yeah, in my 10th standard, when we were actually, stuck with, I was not very good at mathematics. So my father was a physics professor, brother was a MSc, MSc electronics gold medalist, and sister was MSc BEd home science. So even though I was a little bit weak on mathematics and I lagged behind in maths, at that point of time, my father would come every Thursday, brother would come every Thursday and Sunday, and they would try to tutor me. But even then, I was not at all good at geometry, to be frank with you. And then one fine day, just before the exam, I got panicking. I told my dad, I'm not going to write this exam, mathematics, especially geometry. I don't know anything. I think I will fail, and maybe I will be in the same class next year. It is going to be very tough for me. So that night, only like geometry, I was like very, 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 very scared, and I told Swami, you need to help me. Swami, please help me with this, with these theorems. And that night when I slept, Swami came. You will not believe, Swami came in my dream and told me, okay, Chinna, you will learn Pythagoras theorem. He showed me. Actually, he was not talking. He showed me that Pythagoras, the triangle and that thing, and he said, this will come. With his finger, he pointed out. So I was, immediately I got up. I got up from the dream, and I was so happy. Hey, Swami is telling me Swami is leaking the question paper. So then I told all my friends, everybody only learn Pythagoras. That is the only one which is going to come in the exam. And you will not believe. So these are experiences. I cannot say they are big miracles, but they are beautiful experiences. So next day in the hall, we got Pythagoras theorem, and there. And you will not believe, when I got that, I was surprised, and everybody in the hall had a smile, because we already knew what was coming in the question paper. So this is how my 10th exams went. And one of the most beautiful incidents that happened during this time was when we got our 10th results. Everybody was, very excited and waiting for the results. At that point of time, my father was they put me back into college. I was supposed to get into my intermediate. So before the results, we all joined the school and the college, and we were waiting for our results actually. So when we joined in June, we got our results, and at that point of time, Muni auntie and the teachers, they did not tell my result. We were. I was quite surprised, and they didn't tell my father also. Everybody got their result sheets except a few of us. So we were all like, what happened? What is this? Why are they not sharing the results with us? What could have happened? Then Muni auntie, next fine day, she called us and she told us, see kids, see children, actually there has been some goof up in the result, and 4 of you have failed in 2 exams, maths and English. So that was a big shock for me in my life at that point of time, because with much difficulty, with a leaked question paper, I wrote my maths exam. I was very sure of a good percentage, and even in English, Swami himself has asked me and trained me in English, and I got this, I got a very good I did very well in my exam, and then I get this result that I failed into exam. So it must be such a shock for us, for all four of us, and 20 of us. The first 20 had failed in English exam. So talking about this, Muni auntie and all, I know Muni auntie and this teachers, primary school teachers, they gave us a lot of affection and love, and they said sympathetically, this happened, we will talk to Swami about this, we will take it up with Swami and all. So we were actually, even though we had got a negative result, we were still happy that our holidays were extended. Now we don't have to join anything. Our holidays are extended, and the decision has been postponed until Swami decides what to be done. So we were happy and we were waiting, and even during this wait time, Swami never made us feel bad even for a moment. Every day he would call us, give us sweets, give us prasadam, give us blessings, and then Muni auntie would ask us what to do, and Swami would say, I will take care. And finally Swami sent one person to Delhi and got all our papers reevaluated. And you will not believe, I had failed into two subjects, and finally our names came even in Indian Express in the newspaper during that year. And Swami declared even openly in the discourse that it was a computer mistake, and on revaluation all of us got in flying colors. I mean, I passed my 10th in distinction. So this is how, see now, whether we call it a miracle, a happening, or a divine experience, or His grace, irrespective, it left me with a certain confidence, which is there even today, that whatever happens, however difficult, whatever the obstacle, whatever the hindrance, Swami will definitely help me through. So this attitude has really helped me survive in my life, that even if I get a difficulty or a challenge, I don't sit back and cry. I just get up and say, Swami will give an alternate solution. We have to look at an alternate solution. We have to think of another, plan B. Okay, plan A fails, go to plan B. Plan B fails, go to plan C. So this is what Swami has drilled into us to an extent that today, even any challenge anything that comes, I know how to handle myself, and I know how to deal with it straight on. So, talking about primary school, Swami built the primary school with a certain set of ideals. It is basically like a youth factory wherein all the teachers like Muni auntie, Prasunna ma'am, Neena ma'am, Sashi ma'am, Shanta ma'am, each one of them, Sadhana ma'am, each one of them have sacrificed their individual lives to give us life. So I can say this, I can vouch for this, that they have, given up their complete life, their comforts, and they have stayed there stayed there without their families, far from their families, and each one of them has helped us evolve. One person has helped us evolve as teachers. They've helped us evolve in different subjects. One in English, one is, and we had Vedam training as well from them. We took Vedam training for them. We took our communications, our network skills, everything. So Swami, through these primary school teachers, has made us evolve into wonderful, beautiful human beings. So I can say that whatever I have studied or whatever I have had, the experience in primary school has helped me sustain in my life even to date. So some of these incidents, they may be small, but they are very heart-touching, and they're very, I can say that they have molded me into a completely different field. So talking about Swami's omnipresence, I have a small incident to share here. So in my 8th standard, Swami, during that day, during the time of, during this October, November, this time, we had elections happening in India, and we had, this VP Singh coming on, and I was very interested in politics. I would love politics. And in primary school, we were not allowed to listen to news. We didn't have the radio, and it was all, especially during the Dashara, we would have a lot of puja and worship and all. So this politics was not part of the whole cycle at that point of time. So, but I would want to listen to this politics. I was very much interested in this, Mandal committee, this anti-reservation and all the riots and all that. And I would go early morning, even before Muni auntie. Muni auntie would wake up at around, say, 4:30. So I would go at 3:30 itself, and I would switch on these and try to listen to the, the first news that comes into the radio. or in the night, around, they would all sleep by 10:30. So I would go in the night, say around 11. So I would listen to the last news or I would listen to the first news. So nobody knew about this particular incident except me. I wouldn't share it with my friends also because they would go and complain, and then Muni auntie would say, why are you going into the prayer hall alone and when I'm not there? And it may become into a bigger issue. I would land up into bigger problems. So I silently kept quiet, and one fine day, this was happening for about 9 to 10 days. And then during Dashera, I told you, right, Swami would always give us saris. Swami would give us saris. For every festival, Swami would give us saris, his blessings, his prasadam. It has such a natural, it was part of the natural, routine for every festival and function that happened in Puttaparthi. So when Swami called us for saris, Swami has given, we were made to sit in lines, and I was in the first line. But Swami never gave me the sari. Swami gave the person next to me and this person on the right and the person on the left. Everybody got saris. I was scared now. Why Swami has forgotten me or Swami has missed me. I kept quiet. I didn't even want to tell. I kept quiet. And then Swami completed his giving saris to everybody. And then Swami said. Then Swami was still waiting in the mandir. He was waiting to complete this thing. And then I told Muni auntie, I didn't get the sari. I didn't get my sari. Then Muni auntie, you didn't get the sari till now. You have not told me. Swami, one particular child has not got sari. Swami, she has not got sari. Sumana has not got sari. And then Swami said, Sumana, she wants sari. She's more interested in politics. Silently, Swami said, hey, she's more interested in politics. No need for sari. It was such it was such an incident in my life. So Muni auntie was shocked. Actually, Swami said it very silently and in Telugu, and auntie didn't understand that. He silently said, Rajakiyalu. So Swami said, indirectly, Swami was saying that she's got more affinity to politics. Leave her, no need. Then Muni auntie said, Swami, no, Swami, please, Swami. She didn't understand what Swami was saying, but she said, Swami, please. Then Swami said, okay, come, take. And then Swami called me and, blessed me with the sari. He had such a mischievous smile on his face. I will never forget that in my entire life, maybe, because when Swami smiles at you and looks at you, it's like he's omniscient and omnipresent, and he knows what has happened in your previous lives, and he knows what is going to happen also. So it was such a beautiful moment, and I was a kid, so I just said, okay, next time onwards I'll be more careful. So I assumed that such as Swami didn't know anything, Swami wouldn't know anything, but Swami knows everything. And to prove this point again, one day when we were kids, we would watch movies with Swami. So we were taken to the theatre in the college, in university, and along with everybody we would sit, and then Swami would put Bhakta Tukaram, or we would watch these saint movies, like Jayadeva and all. We would watch along with Swami, Sampurna Ramayanam. These are the kind of movies we used to watch with Swami. And then Swami called us one day, and we went in a queue, and then I got a back seat, like I was sitting at the back of the auditorium. And in front of me, there were these tall boys, these, college, university kids. They were all very tall, and we were very small, and we were sitting there. And then me and my friends were literally grumbling. And we couldn't see anything, and Swami doesn't bother also. He doesn't know we are behind, and we can't see anything. We can't see the screen. We can't see anything. And then you will not believe, within a second, within 1 minute, Swami suddenly came over to us, and Swami said, come Nana, let's go in the front. And he took the whole bunch of us in front, and then again, as usual, he's such a loving person, like a mother. He got us chocolates, and we all had prasadam. He got Mysore Pak chocolates and mixture packets. So whoever comes to Swami would first come, any industrialist, anyone would come to Swami, they would first, Swami, they knew that Swami was, for Swami, his children were his, precious lot. So they would get gifts for us, they would get chocolates, and then Swami would immediately distribute all that to us. So this was a kind of relation with Swami, which was more of a, it was more of a friend, an advisor, a guide, a continuous, support, continuous strength and support from Swami. We never thought of Swami as, God or, Bhagwan, who is far and we should worship him and he may respond. We expected that Swami should respond, and we expected that Swami should solve problems. So from that sort of a maturity level, now we have come to a level wherein we have moved into a maturity level of surrender, wherein whatever it happens, like whether it's a challenge, or success, a happiness, anything, we just offer it at his feet. And even this opportunity of career that I have, it is because of Swami. And I have 2 kids and a wonderful family. My husband also is into IT software. He works with Cognizant, and my children are studying one is in college and one is still in the middle school. So this is how my family has been, and we can see that Swami's grace each every day of our life. Even now, even today, I got into when Swami gave me interview in my childhood. Swami told me, "You will get a very nice husband, and she will go and stay with her in-laws and all that." And in my 10th standard, when Swami called us in for interview, Swami actually told us, when we went into the mandir, Swami actually told us that, how you should be in your in-laws' place, when you should get up, how you should put your sari, pallu, how you should behave with everybody. So this was a kind of a training this sort of a training you receive only from your mother, to be frank with you. This sort of, detailed, how to be, how to behave, how to handle situations. This nobody can teach us except our parents. And Swami is nothing but our mother, father, our everything for all of us students who have studied there. And this is a continuous journey with Swami that is happening in my life. So even today, my kids also feel, many instances wherein even my kids feel Swami's, interference, love, and affection. So, let me conclude this beautiful, sharing with you with a small prayer. So I think you might have heard of this, that wherein we say, "At the lotus feet of Saira, we salute, we salute, we salute. At the lotus feet of Saira, we salute, we salute, we salute." Thank you, Saira.
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for exporting all of us to Prashanthi Nilayam. I'm sure we could have spent longer listening to this beautiful journey. However, due to time constraints, we will have to pause it here and pick it up another time. On behalf of Sri Sathya Sai Overseas Organization of New Zealand, I thank you once again for taking your time and spending this journey with us. Thank you, and may you have a blessed evening. Sai Ram.
परतीश्वरी जगज्जननी परतीश्वरी जगज्जननी जय हे साई जननी जय 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 हे साई जननी जय 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 हे साई जननी जय 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 हे साई जननी परतीश्वरी जगज्जननी परतीश्वरी शरणं साई मां शरणं शरणं साई मां जय 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 हे साई जननी जय 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 हे साई जननी जय 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 हे साई जननी जय जय हे साई जननी परतेश्वरी जगत जननी परतेश्वरी जगत जननी जय 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 हे साई जननी जय 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 हे साई जननी परतेश्वरी जगत जननी परतेश्वरी जगत जननी वेद कलामयी देवी भवानी वेद कलामयी देवी भवानी नाद विद्यामयी नारायणी नाद विद्यामयी नारायणी करुणा सदनी करुणामयी मां करुणा सदनी करुणामयी मां शरणं शरणं साई मां शरणं शरणं साई मां जय 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 हे साई जननी जय जय हे साई जननी जय 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 हे साई जननी जय हे साई जननी परतेश्वरी जगत जननी 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 सत्य साई शुभ 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 जननी जगत्कारिणी परिपूरणी साईश्वरी जननी जगत्कारिणी परिपूरणी साईश्वरी जननी जगत्कारिणी परिपूरणी साईश्वरी जननी जगत्कारिणी परिपूरणी साईश्वरी जननी सत्यस्वरूपिणी जननी सत्यस्वरूपिणी जननी सत्यस्वरूपिणी जननी सत्यस्वरूपिणी जननी धर्म संवर्धिनी जननी धर्म संवर्धिनी जननी धर्म संवर्धिनी जननी धर्म संवर्धिनी जननी शांत स्वरूपिणी जननी शांत स्वरूपिणी जननी शांत स्वरूपिणी जननी शांत स्वरूपिणी जननी प्रेम प्रदायिनी जननी 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 सत्य साई शुभ जननी जगत्कारिणी परिपूरणी साईश्वरी जननी जगत्कारिणी परिपूरणी साईश्वरी जननी सत्यस्वरूपिणी जननी सत्यस्वरूपिणी जननी धर्म संवर्धिनी जननी धर्म संवर्धिनी जननी शांत स्वरूपिणी जननी शांत स्वरूपिणी जननी प्रेम प्रदायिनी जननी प्रेम प्रदायिनी जननी साई प्रेम प्रदायिनी जननी साई प्रेम प्रदायिनी जननी 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 सत्य साई शुभ जननी त्रिपुर सुंदरी माँ अम्बा दया सागरी माँ 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 सुंदर वदनी माँ अम्बा सुगुण मनोहरी माँ वदनी माँ अम्बा सुगुण मनोहरी माँ सुंदर वदनी माँ अम्बा सुगुण मनोहरी माँ जय जगत जननी माँ अम्बा विमोचनि अम्बा पाप विमोचनि सुंदरी माँ अम्बा दया सागरी माँ त्रिपुर सुंदरी माँ अम्बा दया सागरी माँ सुंदर वदनी माँ अम्बा सुगुण मनोहरि मा सुन्दर वदनी मा अम्बा सुगुण मनोहरि मा जय जगत जननी मा अम्बा जगदोद्धारिणी मा अम्बा पाप विमोचनि मा निवासिनि मा अम्बा पाप विमोचनि मा पर्ति निवासिनि मा अम्बा पाप विमोचनि मा त्रिपुर सुंदरी माँ अम्ब दया सागरी माँ
जय जय जननी साई जननी अम्बे भवानी माँ जय जननी साई जननी अम्बे भवानी माँ
जय जय जननी साई जननी अम्बे भवानी माँ
जय माँ जय माँ
जय माँ जय माँ
जय माँ जय माँ
जय माँ जय माँ
साई भवानी माँ
साई भवानी माँ
सत्य साई भवानी माँ
सत्य साई भवानी माँ
सिंहवाहिनी त्रिशूलधारिणी अम्बे 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 भवानी माँ
जय जय जननी साई जननी पर्ति निवासिनी 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 माँ
जय माँ जय माँ
जय माँ जय माँ
जय माँ जय माँ
जय माँ जय माँ
साई भवानी माँ
साई भवानी माँ
सत्य साई भवानी माँ
सत्य साई भवानी माँ
जय जय जननी साई जननी अम्बे भवानी माँ
जय जय जननी साई जननी अम्बे भवानी
जय जननी साई जननी अम्बे भवानी माँ। ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपदान्धवा ॐ जय जगदीश हरे मातपिता गुरुदैवमु मरि अन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मरि अन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्रशयना ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल आरती अंधुको मंगल आरती अंधुको मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति शांति शांति। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।
भवसागर तरणम् मानस भजरे गुरुचरणम् उत्तर भवसागर तरणम् गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय साईनाथ सद्गुरु जय